In today's world of high-speed connection, text messaging, and social networking, we often find ourselves searching for information. There are millions of blogs on the internet. News, sports, politics, and tech. But I bring it all together for you and present it in a relentlessly unconventional fashion. My name is Zenny Abraham, and this is the Blog Report. It's time now for news. Hi everyone. Today the California Supreme Court pulled a hat trick. They upheld Proposition 8, declaring same-sex marriages illegal, yet declared that the current number of 18,000 same-sex marriages conducted before Proposition 8 passed were legal. They used a three-pronged decision. First, the initiative process is protected by the California Supreme Court itself. Second, that Proposition 8 constitutes a constitutional amendment and not a revision, not a wholesale change to the California Constitution. And finally, that Proposition 8, because of the way that it was written, was not retroactive. That is, it did not successfully declare same-sex marriages conducted before its passage illegal. This placed those 18,000 persons who were married and same-sex under an unusual position where their rights were essentially taken away by the court, even though the court claims otherwise. Why do I say this? Because the decision itself explains that to take away the rights of the existing persons that are married under the same-sex rules that existed before Prop 8 is to deny them of all of their rights, including the rights of the expectations of their family members, creditors, and other people. Well, think about this. Suppose those same people, those persons in same-sex marriages, decide to get a divorce. That means that because Prop 8 exists, they can't remarry to someone who is of the same sex, let alone their current significant other. Why would that be important? Suppose they wanted to get together again for the kids. The decision the California Supreme Court made today and wrote essentially says that it had to maintain all of the rights that same-sex marriage couples had before Prop 8. But it didn't change the wording to really protect them throughout their lives and all their social and life changes. Are they supposed to wear a shirt that says, "I was married before Prop 8"? It's ridiculous. The decision places the entire burden on the voter to go back and change it. It was the worst example of a Supreme Court not using its head I've ever seen in my entire life. But enough about what I have to say. Here's what happened outside in front of San Francisco City Hall and in front of the California Supreme Court building. Okay, so what was the decision?
Well, unfortunately, the California Supreme Court upheld Prop 8, which is a denial of equal rights and really violates the Constitution.
And you said it was a compromise or something like that?
Well, a little bit of a compromise in that they ruled that the 18,000 marriages that happened already are valid. But it's certainly not what's needed.
I think it's disgusting. I'm a fourth San Franciscan, born and raised in San Francisco. I just lost my mom the 1st of March, and she's with me. And she wanted gay marriage to pass. And I think I am disgusted as a fourth San Franciscan, born and raised here, and paying taxes.
And this is my brother.
Yeah.
This is Sweet Pea and Cowboy.
We're four San Franciscans, and I think this is disgusting.
Our grandfather helped build the Golden Gate Bridge. This is our city.
Our
this
city.
Is appalling.
We pay taxes.
We are appalled by this. This has to end. The hating has to stop.
Fourth San Franciscan, fourth generation, and I think this is disgusting.
Yeah, I think the whole ruling is a technicality.
Sounds like it was some weird compromise.
It is it's a weird compromise, and they're making the law look. They're making Proposition 8 look unfair because they're allowing the few that were able to get married before Prop 8 they're letting those marriages stand. And the longer they make that, allow that to stand, and not allow other gay people to get married, the more the unfairness becomes obvious.
Sir, what's your opinion? Left to right. What's your opinion?
On the court decision?
Yes.
I'm very pleased with the court upholding Proposition 8, stating that the constitutional process to amend our constitution was followed. I thought that was quite obvious before the court ruling, but it's nice to see 6 judges to 1 agreeing with that understanding of our constitution.
It is impossible to square the elation that we felt just a year ago with the grief that we feel today.
Vicky Kolakowski, what do you think of the verdict, by the way?
I'm very disappointed in the court's decision today. I'm particularly disappointed that the court backed away from its position last year, recognizing that the term marriage is extremely important.
Dennis Herrera, your city attorney, I read this. It's confusing. Your thoughts?
I'm disappointed in the decision. I haven't had the opportunity to read the whole thing. I was gratified that Justice Moreno really followed our argument quite clearly and logically in his dissent. I think that the court, in my view, I think really focuses on procedure rather than substance, and unfortunately didn't follow our argument that the two are intertwined, a fundamental right as well as what is an amendment versus a revision. They failed to grasp the distinction that they're all wrapped up in the same thing, and that fundamental rights are part of the debate.
Next steps?
It's a political process, an electoral process. The legal challenges from the city and county of San Francisco are over. The case was decided by the California Supreme Court, and now I think advocates have made it quite clear they'll be going back to the ballot.
Hey, what's going on? Are they taking over the street? Is that?
Yeah, ever since the announcement was made that the Supreme Court upheld the bigoted Proposition 8, these people have decided to up the ante with civil disobedience to block Van Ness and Grove here and make sure that this doesn't go down quietly, that people know that people's rights being taken away is a serious offense, and that we're not going to sit by quietly let our rights and the rights of our brothers and sisters be taken away.
Iowa did it, so can you! Supreme Court, shame on you! Iowa did it, so can you! Supreme Court, shame on you!
Okay, I'm a San Francisco police officer and a traffic officer. I'm ordering you to get out of the street and onto the sidewalk. This is an unpermitted event that's creating a traffic hazard and public safety hazard. If you fail to return to the sidewalks, you'll be subject to arrest. Okay, did everybody hear that? We're gonna do it again.
8. We will not be moved! Repeal Prop! Not be moved! Repeal Prop 8! We will not be moved! Repeal Prop 8! When do we want it? Now! What do we want?
Well, they also,
this whole thing has been organized.
of course, and then also the clergy, they've asked us